So you want to do your very own research. First question you must ask yourself is whether you know your field or not, your field of study, your field of research. Most students, when I ask them, do you know the field of your research? They would just say, well, it's IT, it's computer science. Okay, if your answer is IT or computer science, I think that is too broad. Yeah, you cannot really focus when you say my research field is IT or my research field is computer science. Saying that your research field is IT is like saying that my research field is everything under the sky, right? So it's too broad, right? You need to focus more in terms of your research field, research subfield, research area, sub-area, sub-sub-area until you reach your research topic. Okay, how do you do that? How do you know what is my research field? Okay, you can try an ACM classification system. You can try IEEE body of knowledge, or you can also try software engineering body of knowledge, or we call it SWIBOK. Okay, you can use this classification in order to know what is your research field, subfield, subject, sub-sub-subject, area, sub-area, until you reach your research topic. For example, if you're using ACM classification, by the way, you can visit the website using the URL worldwideweb.acm.org/class/1998. Okay, so from there you can see ACM has like 11 classes of area or field, research field in computer science and in IT. For example, if you choose, if you say, for example, my field is user interface, so it's basically under the code of H, which is information system, H5, which is user system interface and presentation, and H5.2, under the code of H5.2, the area is user interface, right? So first of all, you must know your field. Okay, once you know your field, it would be very easy for you to find references, to find literature, to find resources, to help you in order to find more information regarding your topic. Okay, so knowing your field, knowing the classification as according to the ACM or SWIBOK or IEEE, it will really help you to look for your literature, that can help you in understanding more your research area. Okay, so much for the introduction. Now I would like to briefly go into the topic that we want to discuss today, that is concerning research. What is research? What you must know in order to do research, or in general the definition of research. First of all, these are the things that you must know. Actually, there's many things you need to know before you're doing research. First, you need to know your field of knowledge. You need to have some analytical thinking skill. You need to know what do we call it? The process in scientific method. The process that we have to carry out in scientific method. Also, you need to have some skill, general research skill, and specific research skill, especially in IT. But those are not covered in this first learning object. So, what is research? I would like to define research with those 4 keywords. That is organized, systematic, questions, and answers. Like if you go to Google, if you Google the word research, when you type define : research, you will find thousands and thousands of hits on research. What are they? Some define it as a systematic approach in getting answers for questions. Some will define it in another way. Also, if you check in Wikipedia or Webopedia or any pedia over the internet or in the book, they will define it in many, many ways. But the essence are all the same. The essence is that all research must be conducted in an organized way, in a systematic way. What do we mean by organized? What do we mean by systematic? Organized means you plan your work, you plan your research right from the very beginning until the end. You have the step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, what you want to do in this step. It is not ad hoc. All right, so it is an organized way that you plan right from the very beginning up toward the end. That's what we call organized. The second keyword in research is systematic. What do we mean by systematic? If you understand scientific method, then you understand the word systematic. In scientific methods, all research must be conducted according to the scientific method, right? So that is why it has to be systematic. First, you state your purpose. Second, you state your hypothesis. Third, you carry out the experiment. You interpret the result, and then finally you draw the conclusion. So basically, that's the systematic approach. So to carry out the research in a systematic way, meaning that you follow the systematic or scientific approach of research. So those are the two keywords. First, organized. The research must be organized. Second, it has to be systematic. Thirdly, all research must begin with a question, meaning that you have something you want to find out. You have a question that you ask. Why is it something like that? What do we need to do in order to get the answer? Or why is this situation exist? How can we overcome such a problem, for example? So you start with questions. All research must begin with question. If there's no question, then the answer will not be necessary. The answer will be of no use. You see? So the question is actually the key that drives all research. All research must begin with questions. Okay. In other words, I will show you an example why a question is important. Say, for example, you meet a friend or you meet somebody. You go to Mr. A. You say, "Hello, A. I am Zulekha. I live in Sintu. I teach computer science courses. And, I like to eat fish. I like to go fishing." And at the end of the day, then your friend just reply you, "Hey, hello. Did I ask anything?" Or your friend might say, "Tak tanya pun." In Malay we say like that. So meaning that if there's no question, why would you give answer? If you give answer, then that answer will be of no use. You see, nobody asked you that, and why you keep on providing answer? I'm trying to show you that questions is important. Okay, meaning that if you want to carry out a research, make sure it begin with a question, with a problem, quote unquote, with a case, with an issue that you want to venture in. Without question, without problem, without case, without issues, then there's no need for you to go and finding answers. Okay, all right. So we have discussed three keywords in research. First, organized. Second, systematic. Thirdly, questions. And finally, answers. Of course, the results of all research would be answers. All research ends with answers. Because you have questions, of course, you will have answers. But this answers not necessarily be positive. Some research would end up with a negative answer, which is not in favor of the researcher. Is that okay? Yes, that's okay. Yeah? Because the keyword is answers. It doesn't say that it has to be a positive answer. It just has to be answers. Okay, so if you have questions, you have answers. No matter your answers is positive or negative, it's still an answer. Okay, so in a nutshell, we can say that a research is an organized and systematic way of doing things in order to find answers for certain questions. Okay, remember the 4 keywords, then you will know what is research. Thank you.